Okay, make another video. Hopefully I'm in the frame, I can't see. But I'm going to talk about projects. There's like two basic types of projects. One's a evolutionary type of project, and the other one's a revolutionary type of project. And in that I mean, like, the duster is like a evolutionary project where it's pretty much what kind of project or car that I like, and then it just needs work. And this is what you call revolutionary, where it's like it's nothing and you have to make it into something. So I was going to talk about that a little bit, but I don't have a script, so now I'm going to be dumb because I forgot what I was going to say. But basically what I'm working on now is I got to put on the housing ends. I'm going to go on the ends here of the housing. So what I need to do is figure out the angle that these go on. So you don't want it to be tilted way up so the brakes are hard to bleed, because basically what you need to do is this bleeder needs to be facing straight up so you can bleed the brakes out and you don't have air, because if it's one way or the other you can have an air pocket and it makes it hard to bleed. So I have to do that, so that's what I was doing here. It looks like it's going to be around 20 degrees, so that's what I'm working on now. It's the fuel tank. You can see the fuel tank, or this is not the tank, the tank's over here. There's a fuel tank. I wish I would have started making these videos sooner, and I could tell you what the part numbers are. This is the skid plate for the fuel tank, and these are the straps. Let's see how it goes in, but I have to take out, I have to cut these braces out that go to the pintle mount, because it used to have a pintle hitch. These will have to get cut out, and then they put the tank in. I was gonna go and finish doing the frame and get the cross members welded in and get it all stiff. So before I start cutting things out, that's what I'm working on now. It has a CV shaft, so I have to try to figure out how to get this as close to where it's pointing straight at the output of the transfer case, and not have the backing plates, tilted really far one way or the other. So that's what I'm working on now. But this is a big project, and these are the ones that usually don't get finished and usually get sold off before they're done, passed around. Like this was started in 1984, which is what, 35 years ago? That's quite a long time. It's been passed around to a few different people. But yeah, when you're thinking about projects or a car that you want, sometimes it's better to spend more money and get something that's closer to being done, and then have an evolutionary type project instead of something like this where it can be apart for, this one's been apart for almost 10 years for me. I've had this almost 10 years. It's been sitting. But yeah, just a pile of parts, and then they kind of end up getting forgot and kind of a source of blight too, because you get parts and you get piles of parts, and the piles of parts get piles of parts around them and junk, and then it gets hard to clean up, and then you end up getting a big mess. And then the only way to get rid of it is either sell it or work on it and get some of the parts at least consolidated, But got my air locker. Freaking squirrels. Okay, well, it's a little update. Let's see, shackles, springs. I'm going to probably have to de-arch these springs because it's going to be taller in the rear, because the front's going to be shorter, so I'll have to maybe send them out and have them de-arched, lowered. So that's something I got to think about too. But I'm trying to see how, this is a later model skid plate, and all you have to do is drill holes and put the bolts in. And you have a drill holes here. It basically fits in there. It's late model. I don't remember what exact year or part number it is, but these are all available. I got these through Summit Racing, and the straps hold it into their skid plate. Well, there you go. I'm going to put an electric fuel pump in here. I have that cut out. Put the electric fuel pump in. And these brakes are from Terra. I don't know, they're kind of really, it's not that high quality, but I guess they'll work. For the rear, I'm going to grind a bevel in there. It's going to weld. I'm going to try to do multi-pass. I'll do a TIG weld root pass and then probably fill in with a MIG welder. What else? That's about it for now. An update. That's a very good picture, is it? I like it, at least. And there you go.